let's go ahead and jump right into YouTube announces spam crackdown. On Wednesday, YouTube announced that they will be dealing with the scourge of spam comments, stealing creators' profile pics, and posting emoji-filled prize-winning lies. That's right. They are finally doing something. I mean, they've been doing something for a while, but they're like...
What do you mean? They removed the dislike button.
Okay. I mean, but no.
Problem solved.
No, but like even live chat is apparently getting improved bot detection, for example, which is actually kind of exciting because I don't know if you guys realize this, especially those of you who are watching on YouTube, but I do not look at the YouTube chat at all. I mean, you guys see me screen share, and how often, if ever, do you even see this window open? Do you ever see this window? What that means is I am not looking at the YouTube chat because it moves so fast. It is full of absolute garbage. And do I need any other reasons
no.
other than that?
No, that's good enough.
Moves really fast and is full of garbage. It's fast garbage.
Yeah, Twitch's like loading in chunks is actually kind of helpful because once it loads a bunch, it pauses for a second.
It's slow garbage.
You can actually read.
And then there's float plane, which is quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But hey, maybe that's going to change. So YouTube will be implementing improved spam detection on video comments. As spammers change their tactics, our machine learning models are improving to better detect new types of spam, so that's good. They're working on improved bot detection in live chat, and they are... okay, cool. So this is the controversial part. This is what I really wanted to talk to you about. Because up until now, as far as I can tell, a machine learning chat moderator or comment moderator was only able to remove a comment. But the real change in capabilities is that they will now be able to issue warnings and timeouts to users. So if you leave abusive comments, an actual bot will be able to issue you a 24-hour timeout. What do you think of that? Bot moderators that will not only remove a comment or hold for moderation, but actually take moderator actions.
Can you turn it off?
As far as I can tell, the plan is to implement these features platform-wide without any kind of toggle for creators.
I would be far more comfortable with it if you could turn it off, because then the vast majority of people could just leave it on and it would be fine. But then, like, remember when they were, I don't know exactly how to word this, but YouTube was reducing the spread of anything that mentioned COVID at all.
Yes.
Those types of...
Well, it wasn't that okay, so hold on. It was that monetization was disabled on anything to do with COVID.
But doesn't that basically automatically mean when you're YouTube that you're not boosting those videos as much?
No. Well, okay. So I've had this conversation with people high up enough at YouTube that they should at least know the right answers, whether they tell them to me or not.
Okay.
YouTube claims, swears up and down, that the monetization status of a video does not affect its reach.
They also swear up and down that they don't know how the algorithm fully works because it's machine learning based.
I believe that.
Yeah. So how would they know this?
You mean.
Because if they're telling the thing, like, we want you to find ways to make money, why would it promote demonetized videos?
My understanding, though, is that that is not a focus for the algorithmic inputs. The focuses for the algorithmic inputs are not just watch time. Okay, so it used to be views. And then things like likes and comments. Yeah, things like interactions started to play heavily into it as well. And then it evolved to watch time. That was the animation apocalypse, right? When YouTube started to emphasize watch time over view counts because animation is so expensive to make per minute compared to something like VOD or, in particular, something like long gameplay videos or streams, right? Then they kind of realized, well, okay, watch time is not the be all and end all, and for at least the last few years, their emphasis has been on satisfaction. That's the word that you can't talk to a YouTube employee for more than probably 10 minutes about the algorithm without them using. Viewer satisfaction.
Sure.
So they take a number of signals for that. They take whether you watch the video through, right? Like how much of the video you watch, how you engage with it, commenting on it, liking it, for example. A big one for satisfaction is if you click on another video when you're done watching, if you click on another video from that creator, that's a really strong indicator for satisfaction. So if you want to be fed more of a certain creator or more of a certain kind of content, watch through a video, click on another one of their videos and watch that. And I pretty much promise you that your feed is going to be full of that kind of stuff. The other thing is that
Interesting.
Sometimes YouTube uses ad spots for things that are not ads. And you've probably seen this a fair bit. No, you have premium, don't you? Okay, so one of the things that you will see if you're an ad-supported user is surveys. And they won't just ask you, did you like this video? Because that's what this button's for, right? And, they've got 5 different settings, so you can tell it exactly how much you liked it, anywhere from 1 star to 5 stars. Wait, that'd be a good idea, though.
It's
so
like
that's
2006 YouTube.
Yeah, that's what the thumbs up and thumbs down is for. So they'll ask you things like, how did this video make you feel? Right? Like you guys have probably seen this. So that is all so that they can gauge the user satisfaction. How much did this video satisfy you? Because the idea is that it's all about keeping you on the platform for as many hours of the day as humanly or, realistically, machinely possible.
Yeah.
And so one of the theories that we actually did an A/B test a while back where we took 2 similar videos. Actually, we did it a couple of times. So it was with a few different videos. But we took 2 videos that we kind of expected to perform similarly and intentionally disabled monetization on them to see if, because my theory was that the one without monetization, given YouTube's desire for better satisfaction from viewers, I thought the one without monetization would actually perform better.
Yeah.
Than the one with monetization.
Because people would leave less.
Right. And so the reason that I cared about this was because sponsored videos will pay like way more per view than an ad-supported video. So the idea was that if we had a fully sponsored video and we could boost its reach by simply disabling Google ads, then that would be an obvious value add to the sponsor. It would juice up our view counts, and it would mean that we could sell sponsored videos for more. So that was my whole plan, was I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe we can increase viewer satisfaction by removing Google ads, ultimately increasing the value of our sponsored videos. But what we found every single time was that there did not appear to be any correlation whatsoever.
And I called BS on this previously.
Yeah, the really wild part. All right, is that what you're getting into?
Sort of.
Okay, call BS on BS.
Okay, so I called BS on this previously because I said that if I'm ever on a device, which is annoyingly often, that I'm not logged into the one Google account that I have premium on, because there's no way I'm going to get premium on like 7 different Google accounts.
Yeah.
So if I'm ever logged in or it thinks that account is active or whatever, I will immediately leave because there's no way I'm watching an ad. But I think I understand now. There's an example that you're going to throw out that is really interesting, but I think I also understand. I think at this point, if you don't have premium...
They're missing context still, Luke.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go for it.
The really wild thing is that every time I talk to anyone from YouTube, they will swear up and down that ads do not affect retention or satisfaction.
Yeah.
Like even mid-roll ads. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but because we have baked in sponsor reads to our videos, we do not include mid-roll ads on our LTT content. And the reason for that is that from my point of view, I feel the same way as you. A mid-roll ad is a very strong, a very high friction
leave point
for me.
Yeah.
But they say that it doesn't affect retention. And one of the highest profile, the king of retention on the platform, Mr. Beast, I know enables mid-roll ads, puts them in liberally, lets Google just figure out the best place to put them, and just lets it do its thing. And somehow that works.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, someone pointed out like, oh, that's just because you have another account to switch to. No, I said device. So if I'm on someone else's computer, if I'm on this laptop, I don't have my personal email because my YouTube Premium is on my personal email. If I don't have my personal email logged into something, I just literally won't watch YouTube because of the ads. But thinking about that, I was like, oh, I will know that and not go to YouTube, or I will know that or not realize that, go to YouTube, get an ad, and immediately leave permanently. So I think if people are going to YouTube, they're expecting ads. So it's not going to make them leave an individual video because they're expecting ads.
It's also a totally different viewer.
Probably.
Like the demographics of a channel like Mr. Beast, for example, and our channel are going to be very different.
Very different, yeah.
In the same way that the demographics of like a super popular, beauty channel or gaming channel or science channel. Actually, science and technology overlap a ton. That was a bad example, but a comedy channel. The demographics are going to be super different. And I think that among tech-savvy viewers, you might find that the way that we are conditioned to accept ads is not as much. So I don't want to generalize, but I think it's probably fair to say that among the tech-savvy audience, you are more likely to find people who engage in ad blocking, content piracy. You're more likely to find people who engage with new platforms. Like, I would say that the tech-savvy audience that's watching us right now was far more likely to subscribe to Netflix in the very early days than their mom or their auntie or their dad or grandpa.
Those people are super tech-savvy as well, but yeah.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying is, like, I think that the tech-savvy audience's tolerance for advertising is probably lower because they've spent the last 20 years not absorbing as much advertising as the average viewer. Like, I go over to my in-laws' place and the TV is on, like
all the time.
Cable.
Yeah.
Like television.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in front of it and, it's like, oh, glowing object, like fire, me watch. It draws you in, right?
Yeah.
Or there's something interesting on it. And then, because it's like 30% advertising, something comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, ads have gotten like kind of funny these days. See you later. Like, that's it. I'm done. I'm out because I'm not conditioned to watch that. Whereas they'll just sit in front of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's a generational gap that I hadn't really like thought about in a while.
Yeah.
And so maybe, I mean, okay, here's something. TikTok, to my knowledge, doesn't have premium.
Okay. I have no idea.
Yeah, guys, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that
there's no paid account.
There's just either you view ads on TikTok or that's it.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. That's actually a pretty good question.
What is TikTok Premium? TikTok Pro is an extended version of TikTok? What?
Apparently their ads are super trivial to skip,
it's an
though.
External thing.
So apparently they are super easy to...
Can you just like scroll past it?
But,
ads can just be scrolled away, yeah.
Yeah, but someone's got to watch it or they wouldn't even be able to keep the servers running. So I don't know. I can't explain this because I'm like you guys. I mean, I don't even see ads most of the time. Someone will be like...
How you do that is actually crazy. Because, okay, so he's going to say this, and you guys are going to go like, oh, okay, yeah, he just ignores them. No, like, he literally somehow just, like, mentally blocks it. I don't know how to describe... Oh, man. I've tried to, like, explain how an ad on a website, like interacted with the rest of the experience or, like, pushed things out of the way, and he'd be like, oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. I'm like, it's like half the screen. He's like, I don't know. It's actually wild.
I do have a threshold. I might have actually sent you this screenshot a little while ago, but I opened up an article where on my phone, my folding phone, like my giant phone screen, there was like 2 lines of text that I could read, and the entire rest of the thing was ads.
Yeah, that's bad.
I think I did send you that, right? I was like, Well, here's here's an argument for privateering. And
Yeah.
in that case, I was aware of the ads, but I couldn't tell you what any of them were for.
Right. Okay.
All I could see was my 2 lines of content, and I felt my annoyance that I had to scroll a lot.
Mental ad blocking service was like getting overloaded. You're like, there's too much.
It's gotta be an ADD thing or something. Like hyperfocus is apparently a thing.
Okay.
And so when I'm reading, I am reading.
And you go fast.
If you could find my grade 3-4 teacher, I had her for both years, and talk to her about Kid Linus, okay? I was a really, really bad student.
Wow, I am amazed and surprised by this information.
Yeah, thanks for that. So, you know what would actually be a really funny stream? We should bring my childhood report cards onto the show someday. My dad kept them all.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so I have all my report cards. And back in the day, I don't know if they still do it this way. I don't get report cards like this, but I had letter grades, effort grades, and then maybe it was just the school I went to. They're very thorough. They would write like a page or 2 pages about you for every report card, or maybe it was just me.
We had paragraphs. So our report cards are similar in that way, and then we had paragraph sections under each topic.
Got it.
So for like maths or sciences or whatever, you would have like a paragraph for each one.
Well, I got a page. Anyway, one of the things that I would do in class is, and like at the time, I thought I was totally getting away with it. I thought nobody had any idea. But I would sit, you know the desks that you have in elementary school, right, with the storage in them?
A bar thing and stuff. Yeah.
With like the cubby inside it. So I would prop a book in my cubby, and I would sit in class. I'd kind of slouch like this, and I would just read a novel. All day.
It's not the worst off-topic thing you could be doing in class.
No, but I'd have no idea what's going on.
It's still not the worst. It's not good.
So when there's a project, and instructions have been issued, Linus, are you gonna go get the construction pit? Oh, sorry, what? I would have no idea that anything else existed. The only thing that would penetrate my consciousness was math. Want to know why? Because anytime the teacher said something minus something, because I would think I heard my name.
Oh my goodness, that's
I'd realize,
so funny.
No, it's just math. And I'd go back to my book.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. So, anywho, it's definitely, Twitch chat. That's hopefully Yvonne doesn't look at this. It's definitely a sore spot with my wife, because when I'm on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know this.
Yep.
When I'm in a meeting, if I get sidetracked for a second,
he's gone.
I start reading something. How long would you say you can be talking before I finally acknowledge that I have not heard a word you've said and ask you to repeat yourself?
It's not that bad in my opinion, but for a reason that probably won't make you that happy, because it's not that bad because he will always interrupt you because he thinks whatever he's doing is probably more interesting or more important. So if he's reading something, he's probably going to want to share the information about what he's reading. So you learn pretty quick he's not paying attention because he's going to say something in the middle of you saying something. Well, and it's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're talking about this now.
I wouldn't start reading it if it wasn't really important.
That's questionable. I think if you in that moment decide that even if the information is important, you just don't want it right now, you will sidetrack yourself with whatever.
Sometimes I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So you'll be like, I'm going to read something else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't claim to be the world's most attentive person. I genuinely think that that's a huge part of my success, though. I wouldn't undo it for the world, because it's one of the things that like makes it so that I can be in the middle of a conversation and like have an idea. Like it's where I actually get a lot of my inspiration from that I'm not really paying attention. I'm actually thinking about something else.
Have you we weekly we have these meetings where I go over like what the dev teams are kind of doing and all that kind of stuff. Do you notice that I repeat stuff sometimes?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So I've known him for a long time. So I will sometimes pick up on like he didn't get that at all. And sometimes I'll make a decision in the moment. And sometimes I'll be like
once noticed.
Sometimes I'll be like, you know what? Honestly, that wasn't like that important. I also write reports and send them out through email.
And I do read those.
And I know he reads those. So I'm like, if it wasn't that important for him to know right now, or if I don't need a response back, he'll just read it later. It'll be fine. And sometimes I'm like, no, I actually need like what he thinks about this or his opinion on or whatever. So I'll just say it again. I'll wait until I'm like pretty sure you're done doing whatever you were doing, and then I'll just fire again. And I don't even bother go like, so I think you might have missed this. I'm just like, whatever.
So the thing is, like, I kind of got that Gen Z multitasking energy, but I do not have that Gen Z attentiveness energy. So I am single tasking 4 things at once with 1/4 the quality.
Pretty much.
Oh no. All right.
Someone said I lost it, but they said something along the lines of like Luke just lets his boss ignore him. I don't think that's fair, because I don't think he's ignoring you.
No, I'm not.
That's why I said he'll talk to you about it, whatever it is. He's just on a different topic now, but he's on that topic now, still with you. So he'll bring you in, and you'll go on this little adventure for a while. And when he's ready to come back, you can just keep going. It's you are not off of the adventure. He's not ignoring. He's just You are welcome to go with him.
Oh man.
Anyways, back to
what are we supposed to be talking about?
We're way off of it, but we're on YouTube.
Right.
Spam Crackdown.
Yeah. So this was a coincidence. Okay, hold on. We do have some discussion questions. How bad is comment spam in LMG's experience? It's gotten a lot better. But I have still noticed some
See it. Mostly in the replies I find.
Through. Yep. Yeah. I've noticed some. I've noticed I'm still seeing some of the copy pasting a highly upvoted comment with just like a sexual profile picture, stuff like that. Yeah. I'm still seeing a fair bit of that. I've seen almost none of the WhatsApp bots though. Message me on WhatsApp with like
that has gone a lot better.
Yep.
The one that you just mentioned, copy pasting a highly upvoted comment, that I've seen a lot more. And I've seen it making small edits, which is interesting.
Oh, that I haven't noticed, but I've never gone and looked for the original.
All I noticed, I didn't particularly find the original. I just assumed that's what it was doing. But on a video fairly recently, I said the Control F thing. The comment included my name. And then ended up finding like a huge amount of almost identically the same comment and then some like lewd profile photo.
Interesting.
And I'm like, what is this? And a lot of them were exactly the same, and then other ones would have like slight edits. It feels like maybe they like kind of merged 2 comments together somewhat or something.
Or maybe they're editing off of each other.
Or maybe that. I don't 100% know what, but
interesting.
Like really, really, really similar. Yeah.
It definitely does seem like it's improved. I would like to see them. I think that timing out is a good middle ground. I don't agree with everything YouTube does, especially around content moderation. Yeah. But I think that timeout is a good middle ground between just outright removing accounts that are perceived as spammy, because the line between a really smart chatbot and some people is blurry indeed. Yeah. So I think that it is possible that they could actually end up banning a lot of real human accounts if they just banned people. But timeout is a great way to dramatically reduce the effectiveness of bots and give them time to go in and like prune these with a more hopefully manual process.
Yeah.
But also not accidentally throw out a bunch of wheat with chaff.
Jaden in Full Plane Chat just said, to be clear, Jaden, one of the Full Plane developers, in Full Plane Chat just said, GPT-3 is terrifying for spam. Absolutely. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. I mean, there could be so much more spam than I realize. Like, a lot of the spam comments could be totally benign now because these accounts are building up a history over a long period of time of leaving good comments, so that it's a lot harder to identify them as a bot 6 months or 18 months down the road. I mean, that's one of the things that is of value when it comes to either renting out or selling a botnet or like a fake account for whether it's a social media platform or YouTube or whatever else, is if you have long-term established accounts that have not in that time been flagged as spam accounts, they're way more valuable. That's one of the reasons why stealing something like an old inactive Reddit account is absolutely something that a spammer would want to do.
Yeah.
And they can even target them.